Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We are here live for the MOKAN Winter Classic Championship game. We have opening announcements for the two squads. Starting for the Cougars, senior number 3, Ben Schumacher. Senior number 22, Cannon Miller. Junior number 24, Broderick Burns. Senior number 25, Adam Stanton. And freshman number 42, Caleb Dennis, gets the start again tonight. All right, number 11 starting for the Titans, Jonas Stover, a sophomore. Number 12, junior, Ethan Midget. Number 13 is a junior, Carter Woodcock. Number 24, a junior, Cooper Sayaz. And number 2, rounding out the starting lineup, senior Jet Tanner. Getting about a 10-minute early start here. They actually had the JV games do a 10-minute running clock quarter this game, which is interesting that they changed the format from the last game. But anyway, here we are. We are ready for the varsity game. Number 11, Stover, taking the tip along with Adam Stanton.
It's really quiet here.
Opening tip, fought for and won by the Titans. Titans in the half court. Ball entered in to the senior Tanner.
Good board.
Burns out to Schumacher on the right side. Back to Burns on the wing. Up top to Stanton. Swung over to Miller on the left. Up top to Burns. Burns pushes Schumacher through as he dribbles to the corner. Back up top to Miller. Stanton on the left wing. Back to Burns at the top.
Titans are in man. Shot clock is going.
18 seconds left on the shot clock. Over to Schumacher on the right wing. Back up top to Burns. Takes the long 2. And air ball out of bounds back to the Titans. Cougars in full court. Ball into Woodcock. Over to Tanner. Tanner dribbles up. Gets it out to Sayaz. Number 12, Midget. Woodcock into the corner for Sayaz. And foul called on Caleb Dennis as he tried to get around the seal.
Yeah, he's going to have to watch those hands and not put 2 hands to the back.
3-point shot by Woodcock. Fight for the rebound falls to Schumacher. Schumacher on the left side. Back to Stanton on the wing. To the elbow, kicked out to Burns. Burns rises up from 15. Off the back of the rim. Rebound pulled down by Midget. Woodcock in. Kicks it to the corner for Tanner. Sayaz comes through a little short. Rebound goes to the Cougars.
Columbus looks like they're focusing on getting back. They haven't been getting back in the games. I've watched a couple different ones, and it looks like they are definitely sending 2 or 3 back whenever they take a shot.
Schumacher loses the ball out of bounds. Turnover back to the Titans. Woodcock across the timeline. Gets it to Sayez in the corner. To the block. Finds number 11, Stover, down low. Stover can't finish as Burns pulls down the rebound. Quickly out to Stanton. Takes the runner short. Stover with the rebound. Stover all the way coast to coast. Floats it in for the first points of the game. Burns pushing, gets it out to Miller. Cannon Miller back to Schumacher to the top for Burns. Up top to Miller. Miller with the left, all the way in, gets knocked on the, looked like he was going up, but I'm not sure if he had the ball in his hand.
Yeah.
Waiting for a call here.
I think they're going to say out of bounds.
No, they called a foul.
Yeah, but I mean, they're just going to say ball out of bounds, not.
Oh, okay. Burns, Miller, and Dennis subbing out as Nolan Stanton, Max Long, and Brandon Schumacher checking the game for the Cougars. Stanton into Adam Stanton in the corner for 3 off the front of the rim. Stover pulls down the rebound. Into the corner. Tanner thought about the 3. Resets to the top. Ball inside to Woodcock. Midget into the corner. 3-point by Midget, in and out. Max Long pulls down the rebound. Long dribbling ahead, gets it to Brandon Schumacher, over to Stanton. Adam Stanton on the wing. Nolan Stanton over to Brandon Schumacher at the top. Ben Schumacher over to Nolan Stanton, open for a long 2. Ben Schumacher flies in, gets the offensive rebound, looking for an angle, floats it in, and the Cougars are on the board, 2-2.
Nice crash by Ben to come up with that, and then way to take it up strong.
Sayez to Midget.
The game I watched the other night with Stover, he had 2/3 of the points the first half for Columbus.
Sayez through traffic, draws the foul, and do they count the basket?
I can't tell what they did.
Basket's counting. Oh, no, he's saying on the floor. I'm sorry. I thought that motion was to say that he was counting the basket. So 2 fouls on the Cougars. That one goes on Max Long. Tanner inbounding for the Titans. Too high for Stover to handle. Ball deflected. Schumacher comes away with a steal. Up ahead to his brother Ben. Back out to Brandon Schumacher for a 3 from the top. Rims out. Long rebound to Stover. Can't control it. Nolan Stanton there to pick it up. High off the glass, Adam Stanton on the follow, and he puts it in.
Good job, Adam, with the rebound.
Woodcock with the left.
I didn't see what happened to Brandon. He was on the floor over there.
Over to Tanner for 3. Rims out. Woodcock comes in for the loose ball, knocked out. And question, they're going to say it's Cougars ball.
I thought it looked like it went off Woodcock's knees whenever he came flying in there.
So more than halfway gone in the first quarter. Cougars with just 4 points. Schumacher walking it up into the front court. Over to Brandon Schumacher on the wing. Adam Stanton at the top. Thought about the 3, gives it over to Ben on the left wing. Up to Brandon Schumacher at the top. Drives in with his left. Kicks it back to Stanton. Schumacher able to recover to the ball. Over to Ben Schumacher on the right.
We seem to be content staying out on the perimeter, and we really need to be driving against this man.
5 seconds to play on the shot clock. Over to Ben Schumacher, open for 3. Actually, a contested 3. Gets the shot off, though. Woodcock gets the rebound. Stanton comes in on the block, but commits the body foul. And Woodcock will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Looks like we got a fresh 5 coming in off the bench now.
Woodcock good on the first. Burns, Miller, and Dennis back in the game. Connor Perry and Barrett Bowen checking in for the first time.
Ooh.
Woodcock gets the second to roll around and in.
Ties it up 4-4.
Connor Perry at the top. Over to Cannon Miller. Thought about the three, drives into the paint, kicks it back to Perry. Back to Miller. Over to Burns on the right wing. Burns into the paint, jump stop, and nails the floater. Cougars lead by 2.
It's a much better way to attack the basket and look for options or take the jumper.
3-pointer by Sayas. Tanner comes in and gets a hand on it, but knocks it out of play, and it's Cougars ball.
Yeah, it looks like he might have got away with a push in the back as Connor Perry kind of lunged forward, but luckily it ended up out of bounds. No harm, no foul.
Burns brings it up for the Cougars. Dennis comes on the ball screen. Burns into the paint, spins, back to Dennis in the short corner. From 15 off the front of the rim, gets his own rebound and lays it in.
Nice job, way to follow your shot. They didn't box out, so took advantage of it.
Woodcock tries to split the double, able to control it. Gets it over to Sayas on the right side, into the paint. And ball deflected by the Cougars' Miller. And out of bounds will stay Titans ball. Caleb Dennis tightly defending Tanner in the low block.
Stover on the low block.
I'm sorry, Stover. Woodcock, backdoor pass for Tanner, and he puts it in. Nice run, nice set play by the Titans. Score 8-6. Burns gets to Bowen. Back to Burns on the right wing, up top to Perry. Dennis flashes in, gives it back to Perry. Loses the handle, gets it back to Dennis. Cut him through for Burns. Burns rises up in the paint.
Oh.
And rebound pulled down by Stover. Woodcock over to number 5, that's Cheney. Tough pass to Tanner, he's able to handle it. Cheney back to Tanner on the right wing, into the corner for Sayas. Stover to Cheney to Woodcock, all the way to Tanner. Entered in, and
tough
Stover
shot.
just didn't have an angle to the basket.
No, he was blocked up behind it.
Rebound by Bowen into transition. Ball deflected out of bounds by the Titans.
Yeah, tried to squeeze it between 2 defenders there.
Miller into Burns. Into the paint. Loses it out of bounds. The last touch by the Titans.
Officials seem to be letting them play. Both ends, there's been some pushing and shoving on some shots, but it looks like it's surviving.
Miller gets it into Burns at the top. 40 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Miller on the right wing. Over to Burns, looking to go baseline. Draws some contact, gets the touch on the rim, but can't get it to fall. And foul called on, was that on Dennis?
Yeah.
That's Caleb Dennis's second foul.
Boy, it looked like it was going to drop in, and then it just rolled right out. Max Long checked back in for Caleb.
Cougars in the full court press, leading by 2 here in the MOKAN Classic Championship game hosted by Columbus. Into Woodcock, he breaks the press, out ahead.
Traveled.
To Cheney, and it didn't look like he ever actually controlled that ball.
Yeah, it just kind of depends. He trapped it on his leg, but it wasn't a conventional control, but trapped it on his leg and kept running with it.
Bowen into the corner for Long. Finds Miller on the cut. Miller can't get the finish with the left, but Bowen comes in and gets the offensive rebound, draws the foul, and will go to the line.
We're taking some good shots, just can't seem to get them to drop for us here. Hopefully we can get a couple of free throws here and extend this lead with 9.8 seconds left. we look a little tight.
Bowen short on the first. Yeah, taking really long offensive sets to start the game. See if we can get it opened up a little bit here in the second quarter. Second free throw rims out. Sayez gets the rebound out to Woodcock. Burns and Miller there to pressure. Burns can't keep it in. 2.5 on the clock.
Good opportunity there. Miller and Burns did a good job trapping, did get him to lose it.
Woodcock, the long three rims out. And that will do it for the first quarter. Not exactly the Cougar basketball you want to see, but.
No. Columbus is being deliberate to shut off our transition game. They're getting 2 to 3 guys back. And what I've noticed whenever they played Colgan the other night, they played really well for the first quarter, and then it looked like Columbus just got tired. And pretty soon, Colgan just kept turning up the pressure and just got turnover after turnover. And then their transition game, they just weren't getting back. Colgan was making three-quarter court passes just behind the defense, and they just kept scoring. So I'm sure their coach has been upset because I think in the Liberal game, when I watched it as well, they were giving up transition buckets to Liberal. So today looks like they're being a lot more deliberate because they know that's our game. We like to push the ball, and it looks like they are deliberately getting 2 and 3 guys back ahead of our lead guy.
All right, second quarter ready to start. Cam Marions in the game for the Cougars along with Hunter Marsh. Adam Stanton and Ben Schumacher have also checked back in.
Hopefully we can get Ben to pop a few shots from outside or Adam and get some outside shooting going to kind of loosen up that.
Burns in the corner, thought about the jump shot, gives it over to Stanton. Cougars reset. Cam Marions on the left. Up top to Stanton, he wants the three. Off the side of the rim, Stover pulls down the rebound for the Titans. Schumacher and Marions there. Stover gets it into Sayez. Marsh comes to defend. Burns there for the rebound. Looking for an outlet, gets it to Marions on the right side. Back to Burns. Burns has middle. All the way in with his left. Gets the roll and finishes. And Burns will go to the line to complete the three-point play.
That was kind of a nice kick the ball up, go ahead and still push it up in transition, and while they were trying to recover into their zone and left the seam, and he exploited it.
Burns to complete the three-point play.
So far they haven't given us the 2 points. There they finally did.
All right, foul called on the Cougars on the chaotic press. That goes against Marions. Tanner inbounding for the Titans. Gets it to Stover into Woodcock for transition.
Oh, there was
Schumacher comes on, gets a hand on the ball. Back to Tanner. Bounce pass into Sayez, and he puts it in.
Nice job of attacking our press that time.
Ben Schumacher over to Stanton. Burns on the left wing. Up top to Marions. Finds Stanton. Wants the three. Rims out again. And Schumacher from behind picks up the cheap foul.
Had that hand on the back, reached over and tapped the ball away. Not a lot of contact, but they just doesn't look good when they do that.
Tanner gets it into Stover. Stover puts the dribble down, still in the backcourt to Tanner. Marions, nice job stealing the ball away. Bounce pass into Burns. Burns gets called for the offensive foul. And that's a tough call on the Cougars. Take a look at that on replay as Marions puts his hand in there to get the steal. Yeah, Burns, I think, kind of lost where he was as he went up, and Tanner had snuck underneath him.
Oh, just missed it.
Woodcock, I'm sorry, that's Midget inside to Stover. Ball deflected away by the Cougars.
Yeah, we're just a half a step behind some of those passes. We're starting to get good pressure on them, but we're just missing the steal.
Tanner into Woodcock. Back to Tanner on the right wing. Burns comes up to deny. Over to Midget on the left, looking in for Stover. Back to Woodcock. Ball deflected by Marins. Gets to Stover, inside to Tanner. Schumacher there to deflect. Comes to Burns for the steal, out to Stanton. Stanton tries to get in, but loses the handle. And back to the Titans.
We're just a little out of sync several times there now. We've gotten steals or we've gotten our chances to steal, and we're just not going ahead and converting. That one right there, we had a 3-on-1, and we didn't keep our spacing. We needed to run a more traditional deal. Instead, we got bunched up, and then Stanton lost the handle on it there. But we got to go ahead and be able to be willing to give that up and give it back and forth like we do on our 3-2 drill at the beginning of the game.
Coach Harrell giving a little motivational speech there on the timeout.
Yeah, and it's quiet enough in here that it's pretty easy to tell when he gets a little more excited.
Got my clock off again. 6:17 is the official time on the clock. Titans inbounding after the turnover by the Cougars. Cougars in the full court press. Tanner into Sayas.
Oh.
Stanton got a hand on it, couldn't steal. Midget all the way to the basket and puts it in. And it's a 1-point game. Marin's dribbling on the right side. Gets it to Stanton in the corner. Marin's at the top. To Schumacher. Thought about the three, drives in. Reset to Marins. Back to Burns, and offensive foul called on Marins for the moving screen. Is that what we got?
Yeah, I'm going to say that's what he's got.
Fourth team foul on the Cougars here in the second quarter. Woodcock over to Midget. Back to Woodcock at the top. Bad pass, Tanner's able to handle it. Another bad pass by Woodcock and turned over to the Cougars. Some congestion there. Tanner was trying to cut through, and 2 times Woodcock tried to find him.
Yeah, that's what we've got to keep doing too, is keep just applying pressure and let them make their own mistakes.
Down low for Stanton, tries to rise up over top of the number 24 Sayas. Titans moving the ball. Tanner to Midget. Schumacher defends. Tough pass. Woodcock's able to handle. Over to Midget. Back up top to Woodcock. Gets it to Sayas as he pushes through. Back to Woodcock at the top. Over to Tanner on the right wing. Ball moved Midget to Woodcock over to Sayas. Sayas through. Tough pass to Stover, and Stover not able to handle it behind him. Knocked out of bounds. Back to the Cougars.
Kind of sloppy by both teams here. Hopefully we can get things rolling.
Burns to Stanton. Pushes his brother Nolan Stanton through. Back to Ben Schumacher at the top. Cougars setting in action. Nolan Stanton on the wing. Back to Adam Stanton at the top, over to Burns on the left. Ben Schumacher there, open for 3 from the top. And air ball out of bounds back to the Titans.
Well, I say our shooting percentage has got to be about 10%.
Woodcock bounces into Midget. Over to Tanner on the left wing. Schumacher tightly defends. Back to Midget, to Woodcock on the wing. Midget at the top. Over to Tanner, looking inside for Stover. Back to Midget at the top. Woodcock to Tanner. Entry to Stover, stolen away by Stanton. Gets it out to Schumacher on the right side. Bounce pass into Stanton on the block. Stanton off the glass.
Nice job, nice baby hook. And Columbus is going to take a 30-second timeout here.
Take a look at that last basket by Adam Stanton as he set up on the block. And just nice controlled baby hook off the glass. Cougars defending tight, but struggling to get anything going on the offensive side. See if they can get a run here after the timeout, after Adam Stanton's nice basket to force the timeout. Titans ahead, Stanton deflects, Burns there for the steal. Gets it out to Schumacher, and foul called on the Titans.
It's on Midget against Burns there. Burns still went ahead and was able to make the pass, but Midget went with the follow through and shoved him down. That's his second foul now.
Number 5 is Cheney, subbing back in the game for Midget. Burns with the ball across the timeline. Over to Nolan Stanton on the right wing. Schumacher flashes through, finds Stanton at the elbow. Jump
Good
shot
turn.
is good by Adam Stanton.
Nice job.
If Cougars can get Adam Stanton going, then everything else opens up. Tanner bounce pass into Sayas.
Good
Trap
trap.
comes. Nolan Stanton there along with Burns. Gets it back out to Woodcock. Over to Cheney. Inside to Stover. Turnaround jumper, and he nails it. Cougars quickly out. Nolan Stanton into the corner. Back to Adam Stanton at the top. Over to Burns. Burns looks in. Gets it to Schumacher on the left. Burns on the right. Rises up from the free throw line. Pass into Marsh. And foul called on the Titans.
I think Stover had a hold of his arm there. Yeah, it's going to be on Stover.
That's Stover's first. Number 4, Cole Howard, checking in the game for the Titans. He was in for just a brief moment earlier and made a bad pass and got checked out. Adam Stanton from the corner. A little too flat as it rolls off the backside, and Howard pulls down the rebound for the Titans. Ball deflected by Adam Stanton into transition for the Cougars. Out to Nolan, back to Adam, and draws the foul on the shot. Adam Stanton will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, that's much better giving and going there. Give it up. That way you can look to get it back if they collapse, and that's exactly what Nolan did, give it back to the older brother Stanton.
That's the 4th team foul on the Titans here in the second quarter. Adam Stanton good on the first, 4-point lead for the Cougars. Hunter Marsh checking out as Caleb Dennis checks back in the game. Stanton good on both free throws for a 5-point lead. Cougars in that press. Woodcock dribbles ahead, and Schumacher gets called for the cheap foul on the block. Just got to be more disciplined with his contact, and that's a shooting foul, 5th foul on the bonus.
Woodcock took off a lot faster than Ben thought he was and didn't get there to cut the sideline off so they could get a trap, and then just kind of rode him, and he's talking with the referee about it.
Woodcock too strong on the first.
That's Ben's second foul.
Too strong on the second as well. Nolan Stanton with the rebound out to Burns. Back to Nolan Stanton at the top. Gets it to Burns. And traveling called as Tanner was tightly defending. Woodcock over to Howard. Howard on the right side, back to Woodcock at the top. Looking in for Stover, it's not there, back to Howard. Into the corner for Sayas. Back to Woodcock. Again to Howard. Sayas in the corner. Howard looks in for Stover. Again, stolen away by the Cougars. I think that's the third time in a row they've tried to enter that in, and it's got stolen away. Adam Stanton to Burns. Burns with the runner. Long rebound goes to Dennis. Gives it to Stanton. Adam Stanton in the corner. Back up top to Burns. Has a lane. Burns jump stop through and puts it in for a nice 2-point basket.
Nice eye contact. I saw Stanton give him the head nod, and Burns cut to the basket.
Saez in transition.
Ooh.
Stover flies in. Pulls it down. Can't get it to fall. Adam Stanton
Nice job by Stanton.
comes away with the rebound. Out to Burns. Burns has a lane. Poked away from behind by Tanner. And foul called on the slap. Burns will go to the line for 2 free throws. Burns good on the first. 8-point lead now for the Cougars. Short on the second. Saez over to Woodcock. Almost stepped on the midcourt line. Nolan Stanton with the steal out to Schumacher. And
Good
Schumacher
job,
puts
Ben,
it in.
with protecting the ball with his body and had him on the backside.
Woodcock trying to dribble through the trap. Burns went for the
Oh.
steal. Gets to Cheney. Cheney rises up from 10. Too strong. Nolan Stanton there for the rebound. Howard got a hand on it. Stanton's able to recover. Schumacher out to Adam Stanton on the right side all the way through. Gets it back to Burns. Burns pushes into the triple. Gets it to Dennis at the top. Over to Schumacher in the corner. One more to Stanton. And Stanton
It's
got a
called for
little happy
travel.
feet. And
I like
travel back to the
I
Titans.
like the ball movement we're getting.
Yeah, that was one of the better possessions we've had at swinging the ball around and then setting up the attack.
Yeah, we were very quickly swinging it instead of slowly moving the ball around. It made their defense work a lot harder.
Cheney tries to, again, enter it into Stover, stolen away by Adam Stanton. Burns to Schumacher. Schumacher slows it up, gets it to Stanton at the top for 3. And he
There
got
it
it.
is.
.20 seconds left in the first half. Woodcock across the timeline. Trap comes, gets it to Saez. Saez bounce pass into Stover, and Burns picks up the foul. Stover will go to the line for 2 free throws.
That's his second foul. So we got Schumacher, Dennis, Burns, all with 2 fouls here.
Stover good on the first. Makes both free throws. It's an 11-point game. Quickly into Adam Stanton on the left side. Back to Burns at the top, 8 seconds to play. Miller, back to Burns at the top, rises up from 15, off the front of the rim. Saez gets the rebound, and that's the first half buzzer. Going to halftime with an 11-point lead. I'd say if you were to tell the Cougars they held the Titans to 14, they'd probably be happy with that. 25 points is not terrible, but it came in such a sporadic, uncomfortable way.
Yeah, we just haven't been hitting shots. We don't look comfortable shooting. Besides layups and inside, we're doing well doing that. But other than that, it's just we're looking kind of ugly. But they'll hopefully get warmed up and get going.
They have 10 minutes on the halftime clock. We'll take an audio break and be back for the second half. We'll send you through the first half recap. All right, we're back, ready for the second half. The Titans have the arrow. Cougars leading by 11, but you know, I think we get into this mentality. Obviously, we know what our potential is, so we're playing against our own potential as opposed to playing against just the Titans. So leading by 11 feels almost like we're losing.
Yeah.
Compared to what we feel like we should be doing.
We're just not playing up to our potential.
All right, we're ready to go. The Titans inbounding. Back to the starting lineup for the Cougars. Stanton and Schumacher trap. Saez in the corner. Dennis is there to steal. Gets it to Stanton, out to Miller. In the corner for Burns. Back up top to Stanton. Thought about the three. Gets it to Schumacher on the left wing. Burns flashes to the elbow. Back to Stanton at the top. Stanton works through as Burns comes to the top. Burns puts down the dribble. Waits for Stanton at the top of the key. Stanton faces, gets it to Miller for three from the top, and he got it.
Nice. Good to see Cannon Miller. Oh.
Schumacher gets his third foul.
Shoot. They were off to the races with that. Coach, no reaction there. I know he's not happy when his starters get in foul trouble.
Woodcock over to Tanner, inside to Stover. Schumacher deflects to Miller. Miller out and draws the contact, no foul, but gets the finish off the glass.
Yeah. 5 quick points there by Cannon to start the half.
Midget over to Woodcock inside for Stover. Stover turns. Rebound by Stanton into an outlet to Schumacher. Schumacher floats it for Burns, and knocked out of play by the Titans will stay Cougars ball. Burns asking the ref where the foul was.
Yeah.
Miller into Stanton. Adam Stanton for three. Caleb Dennis flies in for the rebound.
Nice job by Caleb Dennis just to crash the boards there. Those longer rebounds, they have a tendency to bounce out. Oh, we got a timeout by Columbus. After we went from 25 to 32. So we scored 7, and Columbus have not had an answer yet. They had a good look inside at Stover. Stover just didn't get that one to drop and fall, but they got what they want. Last game, when they were playing Colgan that I watched, he had 18 of their first 24 points, 25 points, something like that. Then Colgan kind of shut him down the second half.
The Titans have been really deliberate about trying to enter it into Stover. That's where a lot of the steals have come for the Cougars. In fact, that transition for Miller was on that entry to the elbow where Schumacher was able to deflect it away. Several of Adams' steals have been on just high passes that he's just brought down. Woodcock to Tanner. Inside to Saez. Up top to Howard, over to Tanner. Thought about the three. Schumacher and Stanton close out on him. Tanner picks up the dribble, gets it back to Howard at the top. Over to Tanner on the right wing, inside for Saez at the elbow. Rises up from 12. Rebound goes to Midget and draws the foul on Dennis as he got caught in the air.
Yeah, sometimes he just can't help himself. He's twice as tall as that kid practically, and he just still had to jump.
Yeah, nice job by Midget using that pump fake down low. That's Dennis's third. So Max Long checking in the game. That's the tough thing about having as a player, it's tough when you have a deep bench, when you get in foul trouble, because you quickly get pulled. As a coach, it's a luxury.
Yeah.
Because you can just put in the next guy. Midget gets the roll on the second. First point of the second half for the Titans.
He still has left Ben in with 3, which was a little bit surprising.
Burns to Schumacher. Up top to Stanton. Over to Burns, back to Ben Schumacher at the top. Burns to Stanton at the key.
Oh, good
Dribble
move.
handoff denied to the
There you
basket.
go.
And Adam Stanton with the disciplined feet to not take that extra step and get the finish. Ooh. Midget maybe got away with the travel, gets it to Howard in the corner. Schumacher and Stanton there, gets it through to Sayaz.
Ooh.
And Stanton pokes it away from behind, gets called for the contact on the wrist. Third foul on the Cougars here in the third quarter. 9 points so far in the third quarter for the Cougars.
Yeah, we've almost extended our lead, just under 20 now.
Tanner looking for an option to inbound. Ball deflected by Stanton. Long goes for the steal. Stover, strong attempt. And Sayez is there for the putback finish. Cougars quickly out. Burns on the right side. Looking to go baseline, resets to Miller. Over to Stanton at the top. Schumacher on the left wing into the corner for Long. Screen action comes through. Schumacher thought about the three, drives into the paint, kicks it to Miller, and Miller gets called for the shuffle of the feet. Ben Schumacher out as Brandon Schumacher subs in, and Cannon Miller out as Nolan Stanton subs in.
That's where one there where I thought Ben had the lane. He could have went ahead and went in. He kicked it back out, but it's one I think it looked like they were giving him the lane. He could have went all the way to the basket.
Woodcock over to Tanner into the corner for Midget. Finds Stover, and Stover off the glass. Nice finish. Nolan Stanton with the ball into the front court, back to Adam. Top to Burns. Over to Brandon Schumacher on the left wing. Over to Nolan Stanton at the top. To Burns on the right wing for three. And banks it in. Oh, they're calling it a two.
Just a two.
Woodcock being tightly defended by Nolan Stanton. Back to Midget on the right wing. Ooh. Entered in, gets through the contact by Brandon Schumacher and Nolan Stanton. And Stover is lighting it up here in the second half for the Titans. Burns to Stanton. Nolan Stanton back up top to Adam. Dribble handoff, gets it to Nolan Stanton, back out to Adam. For three, off the front of the rim, Long and Stover fighting for it, and ruled off of the Cougars. Nolan Stanton gets called for the hand check out at the top. That's the fourth foul of the quarter on the Cougars. Woodcock. Woodcock just a sophomore. Quick with the ball. I'm sorry, he's a junior.
Junior, yeah, he's a junior. Stover's the sophomore.
Tanner thought about the three, pulls it back. Inside to Stover, turnaround jumper. And Burns might get called for the clear out there, or is it on the shot?
I think it's on the after the shot, maybe.
That was called on Max Long.
Max Long with the box out or the follow through on the shot.
Stover makes the first free throw. It's a 14-point lead for the Cougars. Too strong on the second. Adam Stanton gets the rebound quickly out on the left side. Over to Nolan, into the corner for Burns. Back to the top. Stanton looks in. Over to Brandon Schumacher on the left wing. Schumacher going baseline, draws the foul on Woodcock.
First foul against the Titans here, second half.
Nolan Stanton into Long. Up top to Adam Stanton. Stanton pulls up from 15 and nails the jumper. Woodcock over to Tanner on the left. Sayaz flashes high. Tanner keeps the dribble. Over to Midget on the left wing. Back up top to Woodcock. One more to Sayaz into the right corner. Schumacher and Stanton double. Over to Stover. Back up top to Midget. Woodcock with the left-handed dribble back to number 13, Woodcock. I'm sorry, that was Sayaz with the dribble. Three-pointer by Tanner. And the Titans are heating up. Stanton out to Schumacher, back to Adam Stanton to the top for Burns.
There it is.
Brandon Schumacher for three. Too strong. Burns gets the offensive rebound. Over to Nolan Stanton on the right side. Flashes to Long at the elbow. Back to Brandon Schumacher. Has a lane.
Ooh.
Tries to pass it away as Midget steals. Out ahead to Stover. And Stover with the left. Finishes at the basket. It's an 11-point lead. Cougars keeping the tempo. Adam Stanton on the dribble. All the way into the paint. Rises up from the free throw line. Nolan Stanton flies in for the rebound. Puts it back and draws the foul.
He thought about just kicking it out without even looking at the bucket, but then he was like, hey, maybe I ought to look at the bucket.
That foul's called on Stover, I believe.
Yeah, that's his second.
Also the second team foul. Who do we have come in there?
That is Schumacher, and Miller came in for Burns and Stanton. They're getting a breather.
Nolan Stanton too strong on the and one. But gets the steal on the outlet pass with the left and go back to the line for another opportunity. Nolan Stanton strong with the finish.
Barrett Boone looks like he's going to come in for Stanton, whatever. Hopefully he can make this one convert this time. Nope.
Nolan Stanton trying to milk the clock, get in extra minutes, missing those free throws.
Yeah.
Nolan Stanton gets another steal. Out ahead to Miller. Cannon Miller.
There you go.
Nice body position and gets the finish. They called a foul after the basket.
Yeah.
And it's in the bonus, so I might have that on replay because I captured the basket. Let's see if we can see what he was looking at. I mean,
I don't.
Nolan got hands in the back. It's maybe generous to say that it didn't take away the basket. All right, Barrett Bowen in the game for the Cougars. Woodcock good on both free throws, 15-point lead. Ben Schumacher with the dribble over to Barrett Bowen in the corner. Looks to go baseline, back up top. Ball deflected, last touch by Schumacher, and it's a turnover to the Titans.
Yeah, that Barrett put himself in a little bit of a bad position by dribbling and getting cut off at the baseline, then trying to make that pass back. It made it tougher for the angle for Ben. The defender was actually a step closer.
Midget tries to find Howard on the cut. I'm not sure if Howard missed that or was letting it go through, but
I think he
missed connection.
I think he just missed it, looked like, because his head was turned towards it. It just went right by him.
Ben Schumacher in the front court. Ball over to Barrett Bowen on the right wing. Looking inside. Schumacher flashes to the top. Kicks it back to Barrett Bowen. Dribble handoff to Miller. Miller rises up from the elbow. Long rebound goes to Stover.
Better stop the ball. He's going to go all the way.
A lot of contact. Howard gets the offensive rebound out to Woodcock and gets the roll on the three-point basket. It's a 12-point lead. Cougars quickly out. Miller to Schumacher. Back to Miller on the left wing. Connor Perry flashes to receive. Over to Schumacher. Looking to go baseline. Slapped away from behind by Midget. Tanner. Still on the dribble. Loses it finally as Bowen steals up to Schumacher. Schumacher with the Euro step and the left-handed finish.
That was a lot of dribbling to get nothing accomplished by the Titans on that last one.
Woodcock still dribbling, and foul called on the Cougars, kind of a bailout foul, looking for who to give it to.
Yeah, that was definitely a bailout.
Take a look at that on replay as, oh, what did I get there? Oh, I guess I got too late on that grab. Woodcock good on the first. Just 17 seconds left in the third quarter, actually 18.6 on the official clock. Woodcock's been good from the line. Short on the second. Perry pulls it in. Gets it to Miller. 10 seconds in the third. Hand off to Schumacher. 5 seconds. Next long comes on the screen. Schumacher to the basket and blocked by Midget, but foul called. And Schumacher will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Yeah, I got the block with the one hand, but I believe, kind of like Stanton does sometimes, gets that second hand on the body, and that's what the official was calling, is push with the hand, with that free hand.
Schumacher good on the first, 14-point lead, 2.2 on the official clock. Makes both free throws, 15-point lead for the Cougars. Woodcock across the timeline. Long shot, oh, got the backboard and rim. But
it's twice he's done that. He did that the other night in the Liberal Columbus game too, just about hit those long last-second shots.
All right, so we gave up, let's see, it was
14 is what they had at half.
So they put up a 19-point quarter.
19-point quarter, yes.
And we put up a 23-point quarter. And it feels better to do it that way.
Yeah. Started hitting a few more shots.
Second quarter in a row that the Cougars have put the Titans in the bonus free throw situation. A lot of fouls called. A lot of fouls, a lot more fouls that could be called. Honestly, there's a lot of
contact.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they've let go that it seems like it should be a foul.
We've got Schumacher and Dennis both have 3. Max Long has 2. Burns has 2. Stanton has 2. Got to have some other fouls in there, I'm sure, but I think that's all the ones that's got 2 or 3 fouls at least.
All right, fourth quarter ready to start. Marin's in the game along with Burns, Miller, Adam Stanton, and Hunter Marsh. Marin's on the right wing, tightly defended by Midget. Gets it to Burns. Burns dribbles over to the left, setting up Adam Stanton on the block. Stanton.
Tough shot.
Baby hook, finishes. Woodcock dribbles through the double, finds Stover down low, and Stover puts it in. Stanton back to Burns. Burns is defended by Tanner. Miller to the left wing. Woodcock defending. Gets it to Stanton. Burns at the top of the key. Cougars spread it out into a 5-out setting. Stanton comes on the screen and slapped away from behind by Tanner. Foul called. I mean,
part of the time they're calling that, and it happened to Ben. Same referee looked at it, but didn't call it whenever it got slapped away from Ben that time. So
Miller into Burns.
Over to Marin, good look.
3-point shot, too strong. Tanner pulls down the rebound for the Titans. Midget into the corner for Woodcock, and he nails the 3. 12-point lead for the Cougars. Burns on the left side. Gets it to Stanton at the top. Dribble handoff to Marins and foul called on Midget.
Columbus getting a couple quick fouls here.
Adam Stanton inbounding for the Cougars.
Oh, Stanton
throws it away.
there.
Stover steals. Woodcock in baseline, and Stanton denies. Knocked off of his leg, out of bounds, will stay Titans ball. Jet Tanner inbounding for the Titans, over to Midget in the corner for three. Off the rim, good seal box out by the Cougars as Miller gets the rebound. Stanton out to Marins, whistle. Oh, the shot clock didn't start, so.
Gotcha. Down to 31.
Cougars inbounding. Burns at the top, gets it to Miller on the left wing. Miller faces, gets it to Marins at the top. Over to Burns on the right. Burns to the elbow. Good hesitation, finds Marsh in the short corner.
Oh, good look, good dish, just didn't get it done.
Tanner outlet to Woodcock on the right side. Woodcock loses the dribble, gets it to Midget on the left. Looking inside for Stover at the elbow, gets it instead to Sayez. Sayez tries to split as Marins deflects, Miller gets the steal. Miller bounce pass into Marins, but Marins was cut off and out of bounds back to the Titans.
Just a 12-point lead here. Got to start capitalizing on some of those steals and stuff we're getting.
Woodcock to Sayez in the, I'm sorry, that's, Sayez in the corner. Back to Woodcock, over to Midget. Tanner for three. Box out by Stanton, gets the rebound. Out to Burns, one more to Miller. Back to Stanton on the right wing, looks for Marsh on the cut, and Marsh off the glass, can't find the angle. Woodcock pulls it down for the Titans. All the way to the basket, and foul called on the floor on the Cougars. Called on Burns. First foul of the quarter on the Cougars. Tanner inbounding to Sayez, left all alone. Miscommunication by the Cougars. It's a 10-point game. Burns across the timeline on the left wing. Dribble handoff to Miller. Over to Marins on the left, back to Stanton at the top. Burns looks in. At the elbow, gives it back to Stanton. Five seconds left on the shot clock. Burns jump stop, kicks it back to Marins, and that's a shot clock violation on the Cougars.
Burns should have shot that when he drove in instead of trying to kick it out. Didn't have time for that.
Hunter Marsh and Cam Marins subbing out as Caleb Dennis and Ben Schumacher check back in for the Cougars. I'm a little bit behind on the clock. I didn't get that last start. It's 4:24 on the official time. Burns gets the steal. Looks ahead. Oh, just throws that baseball pass too high. And turnover back to the Titans.
Yeah, just didn't convert. We're just not converting on their mistakes like we need to be.
Woodcock, Stanton, and Schumacher come on the double. Gets it to Tanner. Schumacher tightly defending. Back to Midget. Inside to Stover. Stover through traffic. Foul called on the Cougars.
That was a bad call.
Was that called on Burns?
Yep.
That's Burns' fourth now.
Yeah, and he was just standing straight up.
Titans have cut it to single digits. Nolan Stanton will sub in with 4:04 to play for Burns. Jonas Stover at the line on the second free throw. Makes both free throws, 8-point game. Dennis into Nolan Stanton, back to Ben Schumacher. Schumacher being defended by Midget at the top. Action down low. Schumacher keeps the dribble. Over to Miller on the left wing. Miller has baseline. Runner off the glass is good.
Nice job by Cannon Miller.
Back to a double-digit lead. Woodcock all the way through. Gets it to Tanner in the corner. Back to Woodcock, or to Sayas in the paint. Loses the handle. Stanton and Sayas get on the floor, and foul call on Stanton. That is the 4th foul. I had it as I missed a foul there. It's 4th foul on the Cougars. So fouls the rest of the way will be in the bonus. Woodcock for 3. Adam Stanton gets the rebound. Miller out to Nolan Stanton on the right side, back to Miller. Over to Adam Stanton at the top. Ben Schumacher on the left wing as the Cougars run in action. Miller resets. Foul called on the Titans for a push on Stover. I think that's Stover's 3rd. Yeah, Stover has 3. 3:16 to play. Cougars with a 10-point lead. Miller looking for an option. Schumacher wide open, decides to throw it up to Dennis.
Yeah.
And Miller in the corner. Back to Schumacher on the left. Stanton rips through, gets it to Nolan. Back to Adam at the top, over to Miller. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Over to Ben Schumacher. Bounce pass over to Nolan Stanton, back to Ben Schumacher at the top. Adam Stanton from 15, nails it.
He's getting a little nervous. They were stalling, killing time there, not really looking to score, and then you kind of put yourself against that shot clock last second.
Tanner on the dribble on the left side. Schumacher defending. Ball over to Sayas in the corner. Up top to Howard. Over to Woodcock on the right. Woodcock with the left-handed dribble gets it to Sayas on the left wing. And timeout called
by Columbus.
Columbus now has 2 timeouts remaining, and the Cougars have 4. 12-point lead for the Cougars.
Looks like it's a full timeout.
Take a look back at that last basket by Adam Stanton. That's a pretty reliable spot to hit for Stanton. We're just trying to run the clock, and that's fine. We just have given up some of our pace that we had in the 3rd quarter. All right, after the timeout, the Titans inbound to Woodcock for the quick 3, and he got it. Back to a single-digit lead. Milton Stanton across the timeline. Gets it to Adam Stanton in the corner. Adam Stanton resets at the top. Sayas defending. 2 minutes to play. Dribble handoff to Miller. Screened by Nolan Stanton. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Stanton goes baseline, looks down low for Dennis. Off the front of the rim, Stover pulls down the aggressive rebound. Quickly out to Tanner. Tanner loses his footing, stolen away by Schumacher. Out to Miller in transition. Off the glass, pulled down by Stover. And foul called on Nolan Stanton.
Yeah, he keeps hand checking and pushing.
And the Titans are back in the bonus.
That's what you don't want to do. 9-point lead, and then you don't want to start sending them to the line with no time running off.
This is the fourth foul. I guess maybe the scoreboard had it wrong earlier when I thought I had it wrong. So still 4 fouls. So the next foul will be in the bonus for the Titans. Midget over to Sayaz. Cam Marin subbed in for Cannon Miller. Ball into Sayaz, stolen away by Marin.
Don't force anything.
Back out to Burns. 1:16 to play. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Cougars will run some clock. And timeout called by the Cougars.
Full timeout. 25 seconds left on the clock here. Possession arrow is with the Titans if we do get a jump ball here in the last minute.
This is the third annual MOKAN Classic Cougars have won in the last 2 years.
It's nice to be winning, but it just doesn't feel like a game like we've played like we should have. We had glimpses of it again, where we look like the team like you said, the potential that we do have, but we just need to string more of that together. Looks like we've got the starting 5 in here for the last minute, 11 seconds at this point. Burns with 5 fouls. Or 4 fouls, sorry.
Ball into Burns in the backcourt. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Foul called on Tanner as he tried to swipe it away.
First time they got slapped and let the first one go and then did it again. Luckily to get the foul call there, though. Oh, here we go with the...
I don't know why that's the inbound spot, though.
I have no idea. Should have been up. It was above the free throw line, so.
Stanton inbounding, gets it into Burns. Burns draws the contact and finishes the basket. Burns will go to the line for the 3-point play as they extend the lead to 11.
Remember we had the where everybody lined up opposite the ball?
Yeah.
And then we threw the ball away.
Yeah. Why do you got to bring that up now? Did they not call the...
The basket wasn't good?
Okay.
It's like the basket went in, right?
Yeah, I was just looked at the scoreboard to verify, but yeah, it was a one shot, and the Titans threw it to the ref. So at that point, since the ref caught it, is it a jump ball? Or what if he just drops it now?
Yep, jump ball, it is. That's the correct call.
All right, so the Titans have the arrow. Marions is subbing in for Miller.
That was crazy. Yeah, the Titans forgot what they were doing, and the referee was happy to oblige. Oh, just missed
Stover
it.
gets it into Woodcock, loses the handle, able to get it back. Woodcock picks up his dribble, through to Sayaz. In the paint, turned too strong, gets his own rebound back. And foul called on Dennis, I believe.
Kind of bailed him out because he just about lost control of the ball.
So Sayaz will go to the line for 2 free throws. Good on the first, back to a 10-point lead for the Cougars. 48 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Miller and Marins do the offense to defense switch. Sayas makes both free throws. It's a single-digit lead. Burns into Miller. Over to Schumacher. Schumacher with the left dribble. Up to Dennis.
Oh, he traveled.
And Dennis takes the extra step. That was just one of those situations where Dennis would have naturally taken that shot, and I think he second-guessed whether he should take it.
Yeah.
And then didn't have a place to go. All right, 9-point lead.
Freshman jitters.
Howard picks up his dribble, back up top to Stover. Down low, Burns deflects. Dennis gets the steal. Back to Burns as Midget has to foul to stop the clock. And Burns will go to the line for 2 free throws to finish out, to help finish out the game, let's say.
That was Midget's, maybe not 5th, that was his 4th, looks like. Come on now, you got to make these, bud.
Second free throw upcoming for Burns. Let's see if the Titans give it to the ref again. Gets the roll on the second, back to a 10-point lead. Woodcock.
There it
Adam
is.
Stanton read it all the way and goes in for the power layup. Stover through. Burns steals. Got to get across the timeline, and Howard
Don't know why
missed
you
the foul.
could have just let that one go, but
He felt like Broderick needed a couple more free throws.
well, he does need to redeem himself.
All right, 13-point lead for the Cougars. Makes both free throws. Under 10 seconds to play. Woodcock across the timeline into the corner. Burns kicks it away. And 6 seconds on the official clock.
They've tried to throw the ball right through Broderick a few times down there. He's gotten either deflections or steals directly. It's just, he's not that small of a guy to miss.
Saez to Woodcock. He'll take the long 3 to end the game. And that does it. We have a final 61 to 47. Not the prettiest way to get there.
No. Still, I'm glad to see us score over 60 points with the way we kind of started. It was really, the first quarter was really ugly. But we finally started playing better. Second quarter, we scored quite a few. And then third quarter, we, like you said, we scored 23? Was it 22 or 23, I think, in the third quarter? Almost matched what we made the whole first half.
Yeah. Well, that's a three-peat for the Cougars in the MOKAN Winter Classic. The 4th iteration will be next season. The Cougars will host.
Yeah, because we played, no, we hosted last year, the boys did. Southeast is the one that's left.
Oh, that's
to
right.
host.
Yep, I'm sorry.
Southeast is to host.
Southeast, yeah.
Liberal boys tournament was their first year. Second year was we've hosted, and then this year Columbus. So Southeast is the last one. Girls, I don't believe they've hosted yet. It may be their turn to host next year. The girls.
Okay. Well, they did enough to win, a 14-point win, and maybe not the potential we were wanting. The Monday to Saturday game break probably has an effect on it also.
Yes, I would agree with that. That's a long. And then we'll turn right around, though, and play Monday. We got a long evening planned on Monday night, starting early with all the games against Baxter Springs.
Yeah, and I do have some new audio equipment that we'll be trying out Monday if it
Oh, yeah.
if it comes in. It actually may not be in by Monday. We'll see. Trying to add some ability to have a courtside reporter. So
nice.
I bought some
Nice.
Bluetooth capable equipment. So we'll see how that works. It may be diamond before we can get that
Yeah,
up and running.
Yeah, 'cause since the girls are home, Josh may end up be fine if he's helping you, and I can always do something on the sideline if you need me to, if you got stuff. So
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll see how that goes going forward. Because we were in such a quiet gym, I took the denoise feature off the audio. It'll be interesting to see how that sounded for us today on the broadcast. Trying to pick up a little bit more of the court noise. When there's a big crowd, we kind of need to filter it out. But as you could see from the stands, there wasn't a whole lot of fans here. Right in front of us, which wasn't in the camera view, had a good showing. But
yeah, we had a lot of Cougar fans just down directly in front of us. Columbus fans were pretty light.
All right, well, we'll close it out with the second half recap. Thank you all for tuning in, and see you Monday at home against Baxter Springs.